Hey everyone. Today I saw an article in the news. It was about AI security cameras used by local governments. And as I was reading this article, I thought back to a funny story that actually happened some time ago in my life. And I thought this would be a great story to share. It involved AI cameras right here where I live. So, for those of you who don't know, AI surveillance cameras have been somewhat gaining popularity recently because they're basically cameras owned by a company that the police contract with, but it's still the company that's recording all the things and getting everything. And so basically, the the company like sells where you go, and they sell that to advertisers and stuff. And so cameras are placed. They're probably in your city. A lot of people aren't aware of this. Cameras are placed in your city, and they're placed on this intersection and this freeway off ramp and this corner, and then they make this map of where everyone's going. And the cameras are so advanced, they don't just look at the license plate. They look at what bumper stickers, what any imperfections that might be in your car. They can see into your car and see you. And so these are some high-tech cameras. Anyways, I've been seeing these in the news a lot. People are up in arms about them. And when they first installed them in a local city of mine, I was furious. And I really wanted to make a statement. I wanted to do something that would tell people, no, these cameras are bad. Arr. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, because people didn't really care. They didn't want to listen. And so what I ended up doing is, after on the news one night, I saw, and like a year back, there was a really high profile um like murder felony case in my state a little while back. And I saw the car that they used, and they had the license plate. If you see this license plate, report it. They put this on the news. That car was exactly the same car as my ex's car. And I thought, oh my God, how can I work with this? And so in my mind, the gears start turning, and I'm coming up with some really good ideas because, okay, here's what was on my mind. AI cameras, and this killer has the same or car as my ex. And so I think, okay, what can I do? And so, yeah, this is obviously a very, very sad story. And the outcome of it was just, it was just terrible. I would hate, I would have hated, I would not have expected this to happen. And I would never have in a million years have done this again if I knew it would have resulted in this. It was just terrible. But yeah, my lawyer made me add that into this video. Um but yeah, I had to make sure it was okay to reveal all this. And so anyways, I took those two pieces of information and I thought, okay, how can I make a statement? And so I did some research, and I discovered, so there's so much that goes into light and how all that stuff works, but basically I found someone else's research, and it said you can make a shiny cover out of a certain kind of plastic that reflects a certain type of light, where it reflects as white, and then you can also make something in a different kind of plastic that reflects as black to the, not to our eyes, but to the AI camera's eyes. And so I'm pretty proud of this part. So I work at a printing press, and so obviously I have access to some materials that most people wouldn't have access to. just printing stuff and just weird kinds of plastic and printers and whatever. And so um, I devised a pretty crafty little device. It's basically just a clear piece of plastic, but the human eye can see through it and can't see anything to the human eye. But to a camera, it'll look like whatever you write on it. You can show white and black. And in California, we know what colors the license plates are. Well, blue maybe, but close enough. And so at my printing press, I printed this plastic and I wrote these letters over it. And the yeah, I'm not really too proud of what I did. I mean, it's so unfortunate that it happened. It's sad, but you know. So I made this license plate cover, and I waited outside my ex's neighborhood until she went to Target, and then while she was at Target, I not she um at Target I put the little thing on the the license plate. And so now the AI camera, when it sees this, it'll it sees her license plate, and it sees the license plate, and it sees the car, and so it'll match them up, and the car is of the murder, and the license plate is too. And so obviously it's only a matter of time until my ex would drive past one of these cameras. And so yeah, and of course it took a little while, but it's just a matter of time. You go into the wrong part of town. I don't know why they put these cameras up. I really don't know why. It's the safe. It's one of the safest towns, and they still keep this AI camera nonsense up. But whatever. It's not making it any safer. And meanwhile, the police are just sitting there like just jacking off while the cameras do everything, and they're getting paid overtime. But whatever. And so it was a matter of time. And once they got the thing, it read it with like 90% certainty or whatever. And so pretty much they sent out the whole cavalry of police officers, SWAT people, anyone that would go, anyone that was close. And when my ex was going into some store, I forget where it was. It was like a dentist or something. When my ex was going in, they all arrived. Oh, I think it was Planned Parenthood, and they all arrived, and they saw her trying to go in, and yeah, they thought she was fleeing, so they shot her. They didn't shoot to kill, but it was such a high profile case of like someone who had done something so bad that they were willing to take any measure to neutralize this person. And so yeah, they shot not to kill, but in the end it didn't really matter. And so yeah, so I I really just wanted to warn everyone about the dangers of AI cameras. I didn't mean for such a terrible thing to happen because of it. My whole goal was to show these cameras can be manipulated. They're not always trustworthy. Why would we trust a machine that isn't perfect, just like a human that is over a human that isn't perfect? That's all I think. And so it's like when I input something to my calculator, I know it's going to be perfect. I'm the one that's going to make an error inputting it. I wouldn't want a calculator that messes up 1% of the time or something. I would just do all the calculations myself. I would get really good at long division, long multiplication, whatever. If it messed up 1% of the time, I don't see why we have to trust a machine that can't be accurate. And so, yeah, anyways, that happened. I actually filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the police district. I got quite a lot of money. Her family didn't get any, but it's more about the activism message, which counts, because it got the word out. There was headlines in the whole city, in the whole county, in that geographical region for a while. It definitely made headlines, and people still talk about it in the city today. And they actually are looking into removing the cameras now. I don't know if it'll be enough. I don't know. When has someone dying been enough? But yeah, it was a good lesson we learned, but it was a very terrible way that it had to go down. I'm just yeah, I'm very sad that it happened that way. But kill two birds with one stone. Um but yeah, I think what you can do, protest these cameras, because a lot of people don't even know. And like, if they happen to be brought up, just all they are is bad. Come on, just say a few bad things about them. We just need to change the public awareness to think of them as bad, because they really aren't. Almost nowhere are they doing good. But yeah, that's what you can do to prevent further wrongful deaths. Yeah. But thanks for watching. I just wanted to put a little announcement out just to warn against these cameras while they're so high in the news. Hopefully this will get boosted in the algorithm. Yeah, make sure to leave a comment if you've faced something similar. Yeah, like and subscribe. Come back for the next video. Bye.